Hello Mzansi, welcome to Dijo Le Bophelo, a TV program that answers your questions ngokudla and its impact on your health and lifestyle yakho. Namhlanje we'll be talking about food and diabetes, isifo soshukela. Sesathola umbuzo from umngani wethu lapha ku Facebook uKgabo Mali. Ufuna ukwazi ukuthi is it possible for ingane ukuthi ithole diabetes and what foods can she eat to avoid that?
Hi Dijo, ne ke batla ho tseba hore ke eng diabetes and what is the difference between type 1 le type 2? Ke dijo tse feng tse etsang hore re tshwarwe ke bolwetse ba tswekere.
So we went all the way to White City eChaba, Soweto, to find out more about the concern yakhe. Here's more from uKgabo.
Lebitso la ka ke Kgabo Mali, ke na le dilemo tse 38. Ke dula ko White City Chabavu, Soweto, ene ke rata ho pheha haholo for ba lelapa la ka. Ke na le bana ba bararo, ke ba rata haholo, ka mokgwa ke ba ratang ka teng. Ke rata ho bona ntse ke ba dula ba ja, ke rata ho ba phehela. Ke tshogile haholo ha ke kreya hore ngwana wa motswala wa ka wa dilemo tse 16 o na le bolwetse bo ba tswekere. Gale ke nahana hore bolwetse bo bo tshwara batho ba baholo fela o bo tshwara batho ba ratang di-chocolate ba nwang too much tswekere mo ditieng tsa bona. Empa ke kreile hore bolwetse bo bo bakwa ke dijo tse ileng hore ke rata ho di pheha, ke di phehele bana ba ka. Ke rata ho pheha haholo ene ke tshoswa ke hore dijo tse ke ba phehelang tsona e ka nna ba tsona tse ileng hore di tla ba bakela hore ba be le bolwetse ba tswekere. Ne ke rata Dijo Le Bophelo ha ba ka nrutisa ka bolwetse ba tswekere hore bo bakwa ke eng, ke dijo tse feng tse re di jang tse bakang bolwetse ba tswekere. Ba nrutise le hore ke dijo tse feng tse nka di phehelang bana ba ka di thabela ba decrease di chances tsa hore ba ska ba le bolwetse ba tswekere.
Ubasibeyitolo siyohlangana ne-medical doctor uMogapi and culinary consultant Mamoisi Rapoo. Bazositshela about diabetes nokudla. Join the conversation ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Ningakhohlwa ukusi-emaila ku dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Siyabuya khona manje. In the meantime, bheka le life hack kuthi yenzani. Senamukela futhi ku Dijo Le Bophelo. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngesifo soshukela nokudla enganeni. Our viewers' question is from Kgabo Mali on this very subject. Uthi relative yabo ine teenager and le teenager is diabetic. So she wants to know how to lower the chances of her own children becoming diabetic. Before the break, siyabuza ukuthi yini diabetes? Nokuthi what kinds of food should we eat to lower the chances of being diabetic? We will answer the question, and as we do so, please have your say on social media, so go Facebook, now go Twitter. Our details are appearing right now in Njengoba now. Let's welcome Dr. Mogapi and culinary consultant Mamoisi Rapoo. Dumela. Le kae batho? A re qale ka wena doctor. Diabetes ke eng?
Diabetes ke bolwetse ba batho ba bitsang bolwetse ba sukiri. What happens ke gore the body is not able to process or break down properly starch and sugars. So I could give an example. When oja a slice of bread, right? What normally happens in a healthy person, it goes into your stomach after you've chewed it, obviously, and then it gets broken down into simple sugars. And then those sugars then are put into your blood. The blood yaditsama is said to different parts of the body so you can use them for energy. Hence we say sugar gives you energy. Now in a person who has diabetes, for some reason, the sugar remains in the blood. It doesn't go into the different parts of the body where it's supposed to be used up. So hence they get high levels of sugar in their blood, and that's why they call it sugar diabetes.
So in terms of Kgabo, Kgabo's question is mainly about children. Because I've heard there's diabetes type 1, diabetes type 2, and I've heard most of the time kids get diabetes type 1. Do you think this could be possible in Kgabo's relative's case?
So let's explain the two types. She's absolutely right, but it may be that the child is suffering from type 2. So what are the different types? Type 1 diabetic is what we call a genetic one, meaning you're born with it, it comes from the family, but it's also what we call, I'm going to use a big word, but I'll define it, autoimmune. Auto is self-immune. It means the immune system, your body's defense, starts fighting your own body and kills that part of the body that's supposed to be controlling the sugar. So that we tend to find in young people. It used to be called juvenile onset, meaning it's found in children. Now, here's the thing. This only affects 5 to 10% of the population, meaning everybody else has type 2 diabetes. Now, we used to think about type 2 diabetes from the age of 40. Now we're seeing it in children as well. Type 2 diabetes simply is lifestyle. So yes, you can be born into a family people banally diabetes. I call it, you've got a gun. The genetics is the bullet. Your lifestyle give the trigger.
Wow.
So if you lived a different kind of lifestyle, you would not need to have type 2 diabetes.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now we're starting to see it mobaning, and what we realize ke ka mokgwa ke lifestyle e re phelang ke dijo tse re dijang because bana ba ka tsena ba gola ba ja eng ke issue le gore tlo similar bolela ka yona dijo tse bana ba ka tsena ba dijang is not the food that most people grew up eating. We are the fast food generation. Ke pizza today, burger the next day, all these unhealthy foods, and the lifestyle has changed as well in gore banaba in the living room.
They're not active, they're not physical anymore.
We used to be out playing, so exercise is an important part. So these are some of the things that contribute to high rates of diabetes. From as little as 10 years old, one can have type 2 diabetes.
Mrs. Rapoo, I want to pull you in here. Baba ngata ba re dijo tse healthy, they are too expensive. So that's why we are diabetic. It's because dijo tse re dijang is the food we can afford, and the food we can afford is causing us to be sick. So in terms of you, in terms of advising them, is the food that is cost efficient?
You know, I have been living this life for a very long time. And I have realized that this is the least expensive life you can ever live.
Wow.
Yes. I eat my breakfast, and my breakfast compared to the Kasi life breakfast, so to put it, it costs me way less than what they eat. Your brown bread, it's very expensive compared to my baked bread at home. Because I buy flour for myself and then I make bread for myself. I'm not going to the shop to buy the whole bread that is already made by someone. So to me, it's less expensive.
So that could help then the whole family. So when as a parent, you could actually start cooking this healthier food so that it can also apply to the kids. Because my worry right now is kids that are starting to be diabetic at a very young age.
Actually, we have the life of our family in our own hands as mothers. Because whatever that you prepare, it is either life or death.
Yes.
So my advice to our parents out there is that make sure that you prepare wholesome food, food that will last in the stomach. When your children are playing, they must not always come back to the house and ask for food or something to chew on, like your snacks, your sweets, your whatever. So in the morning when you prepare something, then prepare something that is wholesome, that will fill their stomach until later on in the day.
Is this an example of a wholesome breakfast according to you?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
I have my grains right there. I have barley, I have oats, and then I have millet. It's gonna be funny, but it's true. Ke di reka shopong ya dinonyana. Mo ba rekisang dijo tsa dinonyana.
Bird food.
Yes, these are bird foods.
Right so there is a bird food.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do you said you've got what? You've got oats?
Oh, I've got oats, rolled oats. I've got barley. Yes, and then millet.
So bird food and nka for breakfast?
Of course.
Also, so how do I prepare this bird breakfast?
This bird breakfast, that is very healthy for us. I take all my grains. These are grains. I take all my grains and then I put them in a pot.
Okay.
Boil them for 30 minutes or so. They're very hard to cook. Barley and millet, they're very hard to cook.
Okay.
So, but when you take them for 30 minutes, boil them for 30 minutes with the lid on. Make sure that you don't open more often. Yes, pizza ya hao e dule kwetse.
Okay.
And then after that, you take your blankets, 2 or 3 blankets.
Umaka.
Ki choche.
Kubo ya kubo.
O phuthela pizza ya hao ka kobo. Tse pedi kapo tse tharo. To contain the heat in the pot.
All right.
In the morning when you wake up, your breakfast is ready.
So I cooked this the night before.
Yes.
So it's a breakfast ya ka bosiu.
Yes, ha le robala. So ha le robala, la boila for 30 minutes. Hantle le shebeletse TV mole, le ntse le boila, and then mohlane le robala, le cover fela kai ka kobo. Yes, and then you put it there.
Yeah.
In the morning, you just dish, put your honey, and then the day continues.
And I'm doing all of this because I want to lower the risk of maybe me being diabetic.
Yes,
like this is healthier than any other breakfast that would make me ill.
It is because I believe in it because when I eat this breakfast at 8 o'clock, I eat my lunch at 3 o'clock, and that's it for the day. And I don't eat between meals.
Okay.
Because I'll be full for the rest of the morning and the half part of the afternoon until my 3 o'clock lunch.
So, doctor, would you try something like this, or have you tried it before?
Yes, actually, this is my lifestyle. Can you believe that I used to weigh 99 kilograms as a doctor? And I started to realize that my lifestyle was not really reflecting, and how could I help my patients when I myself was unhealthy? So that was about a size 18. I'm a size 8 simply from changing how I eat. Because understanding that I come from a family that has diabetes, I don't want to end up the same way. I didn't want to pull the trigger. So what she's described is a perfect 3-grain breakfast. It's whole food. It's not refined. When I talk about refined, this is the difference between whole wheat bread and white bread. So you have your rolled oats, you have your barley, you have your millet. They have the outer part, and that's why they're so filling, because they're still whole, if that is making sense. Yes. And when you have your whole grain breakfast, then this is what is going to give you your sugar. So the sugar is not just coming from the sweets that we eat.
Yes.
But this would then be preceded by by your fruits, which we don't eat enough of. What I personally love to do is to put my banana in here, to use my banana as a sweetener so that I don't have to add the extra honey, because banana on its own is sweet. But you would then take this, have your fruits whole, or you could have them as a fruit salad, or you could have them as a smoothie, just to vary how you eat the food. And if you eat this way, you're better able to control sukiri ya gago. Why? Because when you eat dijo tsa gago di le whole, ke lo ja borotho bo bosweu. Wa bo ja after 2 hours o tshwere ke tlala gago. But how ka ja whole wheat bread? O khora for sebakanyana, because the outer part, the fiber, ke yone e etsang gore the energy e tsene mo mading a gago slowly. Whereas how ja borotho bo bosweu, all the sugar just quickly rushes into your blood, isa sukiri ya gago ko dimo. And this is how dijo di jang di lidela to bolwetse ba sukiri.
So onso bua ka borotho ke bone borotho kwa. Is that part of the breakfast? Borotho bo bonang le peanut butter le jam or le honey?
Le honey.
Okay. So ke borotho bo bjang ke rye or ke?
It's rye bread. Yes. So what happens in the breakfast, in my breakfast table, is that we chop out our fruits.
Okay.
And then we eat them. After that, we go straight to our 3-grain.
Okay.
And then immediately after that, we eat our bread. After that, I tell you, even my child is 2 years old.
Yeah.
After this, we eat again at 2 o'clock. Because it is very important that our stomachs get full, so that we don't eat time and time again.
So I see you've got a routine, yeah, breakfast.
Yes.
Do you do the same? Do you have a routine for lunch and routine for supper?
Yes.
Because limone Kgabo yena for lunch. O ja ntho tshwanang le papa, chakalaka, fried chicken, and e monate ra tseba. What would you advise instead of that?
You know, the problem with our papa, number one, is that it's white to start with. Our 3-grain is brown. So papa ere jangona e white. So that means it's refined. to
Iteng
start
papa e brown o bua ka ting.
No. For papa, maybe we can get yellow. There's a yellow maize meal.
Okay.
So maybe we can eat that instead of the white refined papa that we usually eat at home.
Ke check le wena head doctor ina idea ka ting because rena le o e ja go gae.
Ga re ting o bolela ka bogobe ba mabele a kere bo wena o bolelang ka bona bo bidisitswe.
Yes.
A re lebelle sorghum ka gore that's what it is bogobe ba mabele. Go na le white sorghum, go na le red sorghum. Rona mo South Africa gantsi re ja red sorghum. It's whole. It's better gore o e je ka gore ina le wa bona e ile ha o e ja o gora ka pele le mala ga go a sebetsa sentle. So ina le the fiber e leng gore wa itlhoka. O bolela nete papa e re jang is too refined. Go na le papa e leng gore e ha ke itse ga o gola ke goletse ko magaeng ko Hebron ne re sila.
Yes.
So papa ya teng wa itse gore e tswa e le ba re e grof.
Yes.
And e gorisa ka pele. That's the papa e leng gore tshwantse be le gore ra e
And
ja.
I white.
And high white.
E jwang e yellowish or
e yellowish o fitlhelele gore o ka re mili rice nyana so ka gore ina le the fiber in it. So the white papa region has been refined, all the fiber into the moteng, and that's why tshwantse le gore you must eat a lot pele o ka gora. But gape just like the white bread isa sukiri ga go dimo ka pele, whereas the other one le bogobe ba mabele bo sa bidisiwang bo isa sukiri ga go kodimo ganyane throughout the day.
So I'm just assuming let's say for my supper ke nyaka ho ja yona papa e nka e kreya kae doc.
They have it on the shelves. Usually the one that is not too refined, they call it braai pap on our
Braai pap.
shelves. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's quite rough
Okay.
than the one that you usually eat. So maybe you can try that. It's there in our shelves. Like almost every shop has it.
So how do I make my food more exciting for one? You know, because bana how healthy food, it looks like it's boring. You know, they always think, oh no, mama don't bore. But what do I do to spice it up?
So gona le people like bo Mogapi ba ileng gore ke di culinary people ba ka go bontshang gore o ka etsang ka dijo. I always recommend to parents gore change one thing at a time, except in this case here ka gore ngwana se tsana le bolwetse gona le dilo tse dintse le gore tshwantse di change. Re ska pia di pizza tse ding ra re tse ke tsa o lwalang tse ke tsa mong ka gore ba ba sa lwaleng ha ba tswelela ba ja dijo tsela ba tlo feletsa ba lwala. So this is what you do. O simolla ka go add instead of taking away. So you add the fruits tsa gago, you add the vegetables ka gore ha re je enough vegetables, especially tse di raw. The more you cook your vegetables, the more you lose the nutrition from those. Then o start the changes. So instead of white rice, you want to have brown rice. I must warn you, if you've been eating white rice for a long time, brown rice requires more chewing. So just be ready, but you eat less of it. Then obatlo change your pap lamo plating to a more unrefined pap. You want to add a variety akere. Obatla goja your barleys and the like. Then happy what you want to do ka gore re le batho we eat too much meat and ra itsoro nama ina le mathata a yona kere. So obatla gore mo matsatsing a mangwe o je things like the beans for your protein, the lentils, obatlo ja di green.
So ke tlosa nama mara ke ja seo.
Or yes, or replace ka that because o gono fitlhela from a plate e leng gore ke brown rice ka di lentils le di vegetables you've got a complete meal. And o bone gape gore our breakfast is a 3-course meal. You start ka your raw food because di go tlatsa mala even before. Then you would have your raw fruits. Highly lunchy you would have your salad first. Then after that you would have your meal. So highly breakfast you will have your 3 grain, but highly lunch you would have your pap or rice, describe thing. Then after that, if you're still hungry, you would have some bread with peanut butter and honey, or you would have a pumpkin pie. Because the fruits are separately, or the vegetables are separately. Then your dinner, you want to have a lighter meal. You don't need all that energy. And that's how you make the changes and involve bana in cooking the food. Kabonina, we're not saying you can't have lovely food. You can make your own pizza. Your whole flour, you get the paste. It becomes a fun activity. Your pizza, your own pies, kasama, your own ice lollies, the different fruits. So ke fela gore se re tloetse di jotse le gore re sianela ko shopong ra di reka.
Ke re anong re tlo blame nako. Hey, a kena nako ya apeya. Hey, a kena nako ya etsang. But I like what you're saying because it means I also bond with bana baka, with my family, and then we're also becoming healthier together. Bathong, thank you so much for your time and for imparting your knowledge with us. Such an honor having you on our show. Oh, having fun okuningi namhlanje. What did you learn? I have a tip for you parents. Can you stop rewarding your kids with junk food? Stop saying, Dineo, you've been so good. Let's go and get that junk food. You know what I'm talking about. What do you think about this show? What do you think about today's episode? Please share your thoughts with Facebook now, with Twitter. Use the hashtag Dijo, hashtag diabetes. Or ungas email go Dijo Le Bophelo at sabc.co.za. Must be a good break. Also go to Kgabo, ufundeni from Dr. Kgabo and our culinary consultant Mamoisi. Stay tuned. So we'll be right back. Welcome back. Usaphethwe yithi la kuDijo Le Bophelo on SABC2. Ave ngifunda la ekhaya. Ingabe uyafunda? Angazi. Mhlawumbe khona ucabangayo. Well, have your say on Facebook na ku Twitter. Now, don't be shy to let us know how you feel about the subject. Hashtag Dijo, hashtag diabetes. When we met to Kgabo, we understand that ingane zingatholi diabetes. What is it that you can do? What is it that you can eat that will lower the chances of your child having diabetes? She has seen a conversation with Dr. Mogapi and culinary consultant Mamoisi Rapoo, where we learned a lot of things. But what did she learn? I guess he's a boy.
Ke rata ho leboha Dijo Le Bophelo. Ba nrutile hore bolwetse ba tswekere ke eng le dijo tse bakang bolwetse ba tswekere ke difeng. Ke ithutile hore bolwetse ba tswekere ha bo bake ke di-chocolate le di-sweets fela. Bo bakwa le ke dijo tse re di jang mehla le matsatsi, papa, rice le nama tse re di jang le tsona di a contributor mo bolwetseng ba tswekere hore bo re tshware. Ke lebohe haholo ho Dijo Le Bophelo ba nrutile ho phela bana baka dijo tse healthy tse rothisang mate. Ke a leboha haholo ho Dijo Le Bophelo, ke leboga go menagane le etse jwalo le ho ba bang.
Yaphela ke show yethu namhlanje. That's how we end the show. But we're not done. We continue the conversation on Facebook and on Twitter. Please feel free to email us on dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. Ngizonibona manje online. Bakithi ningakhohlwa le show le yenzelwe nina. You are meant to ask us questions and we will take your questions and get the experts to answer you. You can get us on email or you can even go to the post office. We will get the experts to answer you. So who knows, maybe your question will be the one selected for next week's show. Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.